I remember the years when people were saying I was crazy and what I was talking about was insane fantasy. Things that seem fantasy are being confirmed from official sources. They are describing the very world I've been writing about for decades now, which is of a human that is no longer the human we perceive to be human, one that is connected to technology, that's connected to artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence becomes the human perceptual system. In other words, technology and AI, i.e., who or what controls it, is telling us what to think and what to perceive as reality in all its forms. You look at what has happened to human well-being systematically, and the idea that the authorities want to increase well-being of humanity is utter nonsensical baloney. And so all this needs inverting, because where it's talking about expanding the mind, it means closing the mind and controlling the mind. And it's designed to bring about the end of individuality. The idea is that all the human brains, brain systems, are connected and centrally controlled. It sounds fantastic. So much of what I've written about over the years sounded fantastic, except that it's happening. And this is absolutely what is planned, the hive mind, because then, from a central point, you can dictate the perceptions of everyone via this interconnected brain system connected to a computer system and artificial intelligence. And so the process of preparing people for the end of individuality can be seen in the whole woke agenda and identity politics. Look what they're doing. They are taking the individual out of the equation and saying you need to judge people and perceive people on the basis of their group. And what they say is this group good, ooh, yes, can't do any wrong. This group, ooh, bad, can't do any right. And this is becoming more and more blatant, more and more extreme, and it's losing the basic foundation of human experience and basic foundation of logic. They don't want individuality. They want groupthink. Not only groupthink in the way you think, but groupthink in the way you perceive the world as just a series of groups, which you put a label on, that works through all countries to impose a global agenda. It's nothing to do with national interest. They don't want nations. They want a world government with no nations. So it says the future of human augmentation should not be decided by ethicists or public opinion. You'll get what we give you. Well, we will if we stand by and let it happen. And it says, rather, governments will need to develop a clear policy position that maximizes the use of human augmentation in support of prosperity, as if that's what they want for humans, safety, ditto, security, that means control and surveillance, without undermining our values. Technology is being developed and has been developed for a very long time in the underground bases and the secret projects. And then it's rolled out according to a sequence, and they use front people to give a cover story for where this came from. And this is why, if you look at the way this technology is playing out, there's no gaps in it. There's no gaps where, oh yeah, well, we've got to wait for someone in a garage to invent the next stage, or otherwise we can't move on. No, it rolls out seamlessly week after week after week, month after month, getting more and more sophisticated in terms of the technology. So where the hell is it coming from without any gaps? It's because it's been in the underground basis for a long time. Because outside the public arena, technology is light years again ahead of what we see in the public arena, and we just get it out in a sequence that's designed to, like a carrot and a donkey, to pull us along the road until technology completely controls and overwhelms the human mind and the human body. What do we need any of this bloody stuff for? You know, talk there about, the society demands it. Society's being manipulated to somehow see that, we want the next level of technology. Why do we want that? I'm not against technology where it benefits humanity. I'm against technology where it enslaves humanity, which is what this is all about. And technology should serve humanity. Humanity shouldn't be serving technology. And so contact lenses that analyze tears to predict your emotional state and project information. It's all about information. Every thought, every emotional response is going to be picked up by this AI system. And up to this point, people have been enslaved in the five senses by control of information. This is why all this expanded levels of consciousness, the true nature of the reality we're experiencing, etc., is not talked about. It's just a physical world. Everyone knows that. Everything's solid and everything's apart from everything else. Provable nonsense, but that's the perception that people are given. So the idea is to use information and censorship to feed an information system to people to get the perceptions of reality that you want. Five senses is all there is, basically. But now they are moving into a position, if we allow them to, where they don't need even to control information to mold your perceptions. The perceptions will come direct to the human brain via AI. That's where we're going, and that's what this is really all about. And when, again, you look at the numbers involved, the billions being manipulated into this world, and the, by comparison, handful, certainly full knowledge, tiny number that are pushing us in this direction, the answer to how we stop it is in our face. The question is, are we going to take that? Are we going to take that opportunity to stop our kids and our grandkids living in this world? Because we're at a point now where thinking, well, I'll decide in a bit, I'll decide next year. It's not an option. We're looking this in the eye, and it's time that humanity found a level of maturity and a level of backbone that is willing not just to see it, as more and more people are, but to actually refuse to cooperate with it. Because if we don't, this is what awaits our children and grandchildren, but not just them, pretty much the whole of humanity, given the timescale that they want to make this happen.